Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah.
First of all, welcome to Ask SP Jain. Um, we are meeting today to talk about the SP Jain's data science program. With me today, we have Hai Nugin. He is a student. He's a BDS 18. He joined us in 2018. He finished his first year in Mumbai, and right now he is with us in Sydney. We also have Dhruvi. She is our BDS 18 student. She's a BDS 19 student who started in 2019. She is about to finish her first year in Mumbai and will be joining us for her second year in Sydney. And we have Upasna with her. Upasna is a member of our admissions team, and she has joined us to answer any queries, any specific queries you might have regarding the admissions process. Okay. My name is Aditya Narvekar. I run the Sydney leg of the data science program. I am here to answer any questions related to the program about what you can expect if you come join us and what you would need to succeed in this program. Okay. So with that, we will be at some point we'll be opening this session for live Q&A. Till then, but before that happens, I am going to start off with sharing, talking to you about what data science is about, because I'm sure quite a few of you must be confused about what data science is about, and and what this field and domain is about overall. So let me begin, and I'm not. I promise I'm not going to bore you for too long. I'm going to take about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm going to talk about what the data science field is about. Right. Share screen. Okay. So let me know if you guys can see the. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So first question: what is data science about? Right. Let's talk about the what, why, and the how of data science. So first question to your mind should be: what is data science? Well, the textbook definition is that data science is a combination of maths, stats, and computer science, and the objective is to recognize patterns within data. If you found that boring, that's okay, because that's the textbook definition. I'm now going to show you what recognizing patterns can actually, what are the applications of recognizing patterns, right? So the keyword here is recognize patterns. Now it sounds very boring, but as it turns out, by recognizing patterns, there are pretty amazing things that you can do. And all these things were basically science fiction about 5 to 10 years ago. Okay. So let me now show you uh, a video. Okay. Share screen. Okay. So let's look at this screen. And don't focus on the robot and how it walks. Focus on how it targets and aims and how it is able to figure out its surroundings. And I'll tell you how data science enables that. Okay, so if you can see what happened here, essentially the robot is able to target and shoot the target automatically, right? Now, essentially this was not possible up to 5 to 10 years ago. Now this is only possible. Why? Because of the latest advancements in data science, especially in the field called deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of data science which uses what is called as a deep neural network. And these deep learning algorithms have been found to be extremely proficient in recognizing images. And recognizing images allows this robot basically recognizing images allows this robot to target all the props in spite of people pushing him, people throwing objects at him, right? Essentially what this robot is doing, it's recognizing patterns in what it sees. Okay, so recognizing patterns, which was boring 5-10 minutes, about 2-3 minutes ago, is is able to do something amazing like this. This was basically science fiction 10 years ago, right? And this is happening, and in our lifetimes I can promise you we will see policemen, we will see soldiers who are basically robots, and they are going to be powered by deep learning and machine learning algorithms. Okay, so if this does not excite you, then I'm not sure what can. All right, with that, let's go back to our presentation. All right, so basically, um, of course, basically all of this is enabled by a combination of math, stats, and computer science. Okay, and the applications of data science are plenty. What I just showed you in that YouTube video is an application of computer vision, right? Now computer vision was an extremely tricky problem, meaning we've always had the technology to build robots, but robots were not good at doing anything. Why? Because robots were not very good at recognizing images or recognizing things that they saw. With this technology called deep learning neural networks, the robots can now pick patterns into in what it sees, and with that it can do amazing things like shooting at the targets with amazing accuracy in spite of being pushed around, and in spite of some objects being thrown at it. Okay, another big one is medical diagnosis. So of late, there have been some research which has been aimed at recognizing of diagnosing COVID-19 cases by using changes in voice. Okay, because COVID-19, as you already know, I'm sure, it attacks the throat and lungs, right? So the idea is a change in pattern in your sound waves would somehow help to detect COVID-19. So that is research that is actually going on right now. Okay, so recognizing patterns, as it turns out, can do amazing things. So that's in a nutshell about what data science is about and what are some of the applications, right? And this, and I kid you not when I tell you that this is the technology which is going to dominate the next 10-15 years, and it's going to change the way we live our lives, just like the internet 15-20 years ago basically burst to the scene and revolutionized our life. Similarly, the next 15 years is going to be dominated by machine learning and artificial intelligence. Okay, and that's what we learn in data science. So if you've heard, I'm sure all of you have heard of these terms at some point and the other: machine learning, big data, artificial intelligence, right? All of these essentially are different techniques to detect patterns, right? And the overall umbrella term referring to all of these is called data science. Okay, so you can think about artificial intelligence or deep learning or machine learning as subsets of data science. So in this program we basically cover all these parts. We will be teaching you algorithms that work, that are used for machine learning applications. We'll teach you algorithms that are used for artificial intelligence or deep learning applications, right? And we will teach you technologies related to big data. So the question in your mind, if you're still not convinced about why you should be studying data science, well, picture this: humanity is generating about 15.5 zettabytes of data every year, more than 15.5 now. The numbers I have are slightly dated, from 2015. So essentially, we are generating about 6 to 15.5 plus zettabytes, and one zettabyte is 10 to the power of 21 gigabytes. Okay, And it's projected by 2025 humans will generate 175 zettabytes of data, and all these data essentially is going to be used to generate or to find patterns, right? Patterns which will allow a robot to shoot at targets, pattern which will allow diagnosis of diseases without actually taking a blood sample or without actually taking a mouth swab, right? So these are the kind of advances we are looking at. Now, of course, anything that comes in has a good side and a bad side, right? Everything in all technology is always a double-edged sword. What has technology which can bring great advancements to human life and the quality of human life can also be used for destructive purposes, so think about what this data is doing. This data is being used to figure out what your preferences are, right? Something like your political affiliations, where you like to travel, what kind of food, right? That is not, I mean, that can't be classified as bad. Why? Because if you're someone who likes say burgers and fries, and using your behavior, if you get advertisements and deals for burger and fries, perhaps that's a good thing. But sometimes people are going to use your preferences to sort of influence your choices, right? And that is something which is questionable. All right, but again, I don't want to harp on this too much, but just bear this in mind. And data science has its dark side too. Now, in terms of some famous quotes, somebody here, some user had asked Elon Musk if he could get into a car and the car will just drive it somewhere. And Elon Musk responded to that tweet by saying that most times you won't even have to tell the car will, you'll sit in the car and the car will know where you want to go. Well, again, this is nothing but recognizing a pattern. For example, if every day 9 o'clock, if you get into a car, there's a 90% chance that you're going to office. Okay. Of course, there are going to be cases where you want to go somewhere else, but the car will generally be able to recognize the pattern in your behavior and will be able to drive you. I think that's what Elon Musk was referring to here. Now, and here's a funny one. Mukesh Ambani said that data is the new oil, and Facebook disagreed. Right. Now, I hope you guys are reading the news. Recently, Facebook bought I believe they invested about $40 billion in Geo, right? So sure, they disagreed, but they were willing to put down $40 billion, right? So that's essentially proof that Mukesh Ambani was right when he said that data is the new oil. And here are some projections about what the data science industry is expected to do up to 2027. If you can see, it's a steady graph which is going north, which is a good thing for everyone who's already in the industry and those who intend to make a career in this industry. This is a graph from Forbes. Okay, a few things. Deloitte forecasts that the data science jobs are going to grow faster than the overall Australian job market. There is no surprise there, and there are some median salaries are going to be around 75,000 for fresh graduates joining as a junior data scientist. Okay. So, what do we do at SP Jain? How do we run the program at the Bachelor's of Data Science at SP Jain? We focus on the three pillars of data science, as I call it, they being mathematics, statistics, and computer science. Okay, so you will be trained. We will start the program with foundational mathematics, foundational statistics, and computer science, and foundational computer science, and then we'll start developing more and more complicated applications as we move forward in the second and the third year. I know this is like a very, very poor car, but this is the best I could do given the time I had. So if you can think about this car being data science, the three parts are mathematics, statistics, and computer science. Okay, but that in itself is not enough to push this car forward. What is required is fuel to run this car, right? And I feel that programming or sound programming skills is the fuel that will power this car forward. Okay, so in addition to learning all these subjects, you also have to be a very, very good programmer to do well in this field, right? And that is why at SP Jain we emphasize top-notch programming skills, and we focus on the lingua franca of data science, which is Python. Along with that, we also teach Scala and R, but our overwhelming focus is to make you guys proficient programmers in Python before you graduate. Okay. And the way we do this, we encourage our students to do projects on all of these devices. We have AWS Deep Lens and AWS Deep Racer. The Deep Racer is nothing but a scaled down version of a driverless car. Essentially, it's the same technology that powers the Google car that's also powering the Deep Racer. So you get to learn practical applications of machine learning and deep learning technology. Okay, so all these devices will be made available to you, and programmable drones is the latest one that we are going to get. Essentially, we want to bring in drones that our students can program to perform different tasks. So all of these are basically quite advanced devices, and we encourage our students to do projects with all of these devices, and all of these devices will be available to any of you should you join us. All right. Another important thing I want to point out, at SP Jain is the only B school in India which is accredited by DASCA. DASCA is the American Data Science Council, and outside of SP Jain, the only other educational institutes which are accredited by DASCA are IITs, IIT Bombay and IIT Delhi. And here, right in the center of the screen, if you can see, Yale, Caltech, Duke, Cornell. These are basically Ivy League colleges from universities from the United States, and right here is SPJ. Okay, so we are basically part of an alliance, of a very prestigious alliance of universities in this area. All right, a bit about the faculty. That's my name on the top. I'm the program head for Sydney. I have an MS and an MBA from New York University. If you go through this list, you will basically see a pattern. Most of our faculty are either from top tier universities in the United States or from IIT in India. So essentially, the faculty are all coming from the best universities, either in the US or in India, right? Um, Dr. Debashish Guha here. He's basically he's a senior professor with us, and he is from IIT Kharagpur and Columbia from New York again, and he is one of the most knowledgeable people in the field of machine learning and deep learning in all of India. Okay. Um, Another name that I want to point out is Professor Joseph Constant. He is a visiting faculty with us, and he has a PhD from Harvard and UC Berkeley. He is essentially a celebrity professor. He's basically the inventor of what is called as recommender systems. He's very well known for his work in recommender systems. Right. Um, okay. So what do we expect from students who come in? Well, curiosity, perseverance, and hard work. When you come in, we love to have students who are extremely curious. This is a new field. We are at the frontiers of technology that is essentially going to change the world. So come in if you're curious to learn and implement something new. Okay? As long as you're curious, we want you. All right? So curiosity is paramount. Second thing is perseverance. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it anyway. The subjects are difficult in this course. You need to learn enough of math, enough of stats, and enough of computer science to be able to do anything in this field. So it's not going to be easy. But with perseverance and hard work, it can be done, and that's what we expect from any students who come in. Okay. Finally, a bit about the structure. The first year is you can do the first year either in Mumbai or in Sydney. Year 2 and year 3 are in Sydney, and the reason it's structured this way is that because you do year 2 and year 3, that gives you work rights and allows you to get a job in Sydney and eventually stay here in Sydney if you choose to. So with that, we come to the end of the show of my slideshow. What we'll do next is we will open the floor for any questions that you guys might have. So feel free to have any questions. Radhika, um, do we have any participants here for questions?
I think we have some question in the comments. So the first question that I can see is that
The first question is a wow. I'm not
uh,
sure what that wow is
yeah.
for. So can the students can the attendees speak, or do they have to just post their questions in the chat?
So they will be posting their questions in the chat section, in the comment section.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, there's
So
another student called Joy Deshawn. He has asked, I want to know if maths is compulsory in +2 for BDS.
so I'll give you my 2 cents, and then I'll pass this question on to Hai or Dhruvi, whoever wants to take it. I think it will be helpful if you have some background in mathematics, but it is not a must. We are not expecting mathematicians to come in. So as long as you're willing to learn the basic maths, and we'll be basically starting from basic maths, because this is an undergraduate program, not a graduate level program. So I hope that answers your question. Hi, and Dhruvi, feel free to chip in.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, we just focus on some basic math concepts that have you understanding the background and some concept algorithm in computer science as well as some machine learning algorithm. So you can also apply this in statistics, but it's not. There is not too much focus on math. It's not in depth. So I think that like you just put your effort into learning math. If you have background learning math in high school, then it's fine for you.
Dhruvi, you want to
Yes, I
add?
agree. A background in maths will like definitely help strengthen your grasping capabilities for all the algorithms that you're going to be learning. So it will help, but then again, you can always learn. So,
Okay, thanks, guys. Next question. Does the program cover pure data science, which usually leads to AI, or is it more focused on business data analytics? So the answer is it's focused on the math stats and computer science that is needed to understand AI algorithms. I know that's a little complicated, but I don't think I can make it any easier. And no, we are not focused on business data analytics. No, right? So the program is an extremely technical program. All right. Hi, and Dhruvi, please talk about some of the things that you've learned and that you've done, kind of programs you've implemented. I think that will give them a sense of what we do here.
Dhruvi, do you want to go first?
yeah, all right. So yes, obviously you will be learning everything tech oriented much more, but then you can also apply it to business data analytics, and you'll always have workshops focused towards business data analytics if you're interested to it. But then yeah, you have machine learning that we're learning. You have deep learning. You've artificial intelligence that we will be learning. You have neural networks. So yeah, it's a lot more tech oriented.
So according to what I have learned so far with the experience with SP Jain, then I think that this is more about pure data science, not about business. But actually, in data science, if you want to be successful, then you have to get some sense of business. That's why we also have some courses in business decision making, like marketing, collecting data in business sense. So it will be helpful for you in the future when you work for a company. It's all come down to business solutions. That's why you have to have some sense of business.
Okay. Thanks, Dhruvi and Hai. Good answers there. What else? Any scholarship for SP Jain alums? Scholarships are purely given on a case-to-case basis, and we tend to take a holistic view depending on your background, um, um, your your previous academic scores, your SAT score, or if you're exceptional in some sport. We had a couple of students who were ATP ranked in tennis, and so they came
The
and joined us.
scholarship is basically based on students' merits, and there are a few other categories as well. But for that, student has to connect with the admission team. We evaluate the profile of the student, and then we will be able to provide them the percentage of scholarship, not before the evaluation.
Okay. All right. Next question is about what about incubator programs? Any incubator program? So yes, so SP Jain is a B school. So we do have students who are interested in starting their own firms, and we do lay a lot of emphasis and provide support for any of the students who want to start their own businesses or do their own startups. So we do have a fledgling incubator in the works. So should you be interested in starting your own startup upon graduation, I for one would be extremely supportive, and we will provide whatever resources you need to get your ship off the ground. Okay. Right. Next one, which laptop should I use to meet the requirements? Hi or Dhruvi, one of you can take that one.
Yeah, so my recommendation is that you should get powerful enough laptop so that you can run your code on your own machine. Basically, right now they will move online with cloud technology, but it will be better if you have your laptop so that you can work on your own project and you are not depending on internet access and then other stuff that can just get in your way of running your code. It would be a disaster if you don't have a strong internet connection. So you can, if you can afford a Mac, so I would recommend a Mac one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the end, I think a higher RAM would be much better. It it doesn't really matter what brand you're looking for. A higher RAM will enable you to simultaneously run multiple programs at a time. So that
Yeah,
will be helpful.
but don't worry. Like my laptop is now just only 4 GB of RAM, but it's still working fine for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
So Hi
Well,
is a
depends
bit
on
of an Apple
processor as
fanboy.
well. So when it comes to laptop, the minimum required specification will be provided to the students when they are going to take admission. So yeah, for that they don't have to worry like which iOS they have to go for, which operating system they want to go for. Okay, the basic requirement will be provided by the team, and based on that they can purchase according to their budget and the choices.
So, a couple of my 2 cents. I have a MacBook and I have a Windows laptop. So, either is fine. Both will work. Uh, just get 8 GB RAM and i5 plus. Okay, and it should be fine. Again, to know this, you will probably start using your laptop for the first year and second year courses. Once you switch to deep learning, your laptop is simply not going to be enough. And that point, we use go to cloud computing, right? We'll basically using things like Google Colab or Jupyter notebooks hosted on AWS cloud on AWS. So at that point, it really doesn't matter whether you have a Mac or a Windows, because all you need is a browser. But I would still suggest that till machine learning, you can use your computers. There's something called scikit-learn that can essentially, all those programs can still compile on your laptop, and it's sort of convenient if you do it that way for the first and the second year. So yeah, stick to 8 GB RAM, and Mac or Windows doesn't really matter much. Okay.
if you do it that way for the first and the second.
I'm sorry? Somebody said something.
We'll
Okay.
move to next question, sir.
Okay. Will everybody get the option of summer internship? So there are some requirements. As long as you qualify, as long as your GPA is up to a certain level, and as long as you don't have an academic probation, yes, you'll qualify for a summer internship, and the college will provide resources to get you an internship. Okay. Hi, hi. You want to talk about your internship? And Ruvi, why don't you tell them about your internships and what you're
Yeah,
doing?
I think Drew. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So currently, I'm working as a research intern with the University of Massachusetts, Boston, on investigating investment rotation strategies that outperform buy and hold. We're using switching models and machine learning techniques for the same. And so this is what my summer internship has been like. And so far, it's been a enriching experience for me. Heidi, you want to go ahead with yours?
Yeah. So I'm doing internship with an AI company in Sydney. So it is company about collecting data and then using AI to process data and then give prediction for the workforce. So basically, I'm working on a project that collecting data of the HR structure of a company, and then give them a sense of how to better manage the HR team. Yeah, it's just fun, like working in AI industry, and then you can apply what you have learned so far with SB Chain. Yeah,
We
Thanks,
move to
hi.
next question.
Let's go to the next one. What would be a daily routine? What would be the daily routine of a day science student? I think Hi and Ruvi are the best people. I don't have to say anything more. Go ahead,
I
Ruvi.
don't think a fixed routine for a data science student. So
That
if
is
you
true.
ask about specific about a data science student, then it should be like going to school, have lunch, coding, learning, have some exercises, and then eating again, doing assignments, coding again, and then sleep. That's just the routine, my routine.
Yeah, well, I think mine's pretty much the same. But yeah, so I mean, you do have different projects that you're working on constantly. There's so many other things that you're doing. So it is never like monotonous, but it is a fun experience.
Yeah, which means after
Okay.
coming back from college, you guys also have to like work or study at home, right? Like minimum 3 to 4 hours are important after college, right?
Yes, yes, that is required not to, in order to keep up with like what's happening with the course as well. So,
Yeah, because
yeah,
there will be so many things at the same time going on, your project work, your research work, your internships, your course curriculum, and everything, right?
agree, agree.
Okay. So Janvi Ratan has a question. I am a grade 12 student and I am planning to take up data science for undergraduate as an undergraduate course. However, I have no coding background. Will that be a problem? So no, that will not be a problem. Why? Because most of our students do not come with any programming background. Now, Hai is an expert programmer now, but I still remember when I first met him. So yeah, Hai didn't. Hai, I don't know. Did you know programming when you first came?
Nope. So my background is in business. I studied my first year in Vietnam with a business, and then I went to India for data science. In high school, we learn a language called Pascal, but it's not compulsory. So basically, I have no idea about coding when I joined SP Jain.
And this is what I say when your hard work and perseverance would be required, and it's okay if you don't know programming, but know this: you have to come here and apply yourself.
Yeah. So for data science, the most used tool is Python and R. So it is kind of like easy. So it is one of the easiest language to learn. So basically, just put some effort, and then deal with it.
Oh, thanks, sir. Okay. So Janvi has a question. Degree of which Australian university would be given after completion of BDS? Well, SP Jain is a higher education provider registered with TEXA. TEXA is the governing body in Australia for education. So essentially, your degree would be an Australian degree from SP Jain, which is registered as a Australian B school or an Australian higher education provider. Okay. Um, okay, I think Nikhil Vasudevan, this question is specifically for me, I guess. Do professors hold office hours and will they meet you outside of class? The answer is yes. Most of our professors, not most, sorry, all of the professors are generally available after not even office hours. We generally have an open door policy wherein students can go knock on the door, and if the professors have time, they will speak to the students and address any concerns or questions they may have. Okay, so yes, it's a very open, very collaborative culture that we follow here. Some of the students, I know, Dhruvi here. I still remember a couple of weeks back we had a call on a Saturday for some questions that she had. Right, so in that sense, we
Yeah.
are extremely accessible. Okay. Mm, All right, I'm a bit tired of talking. Can one of you guys, take the next one? Nikhil Vasudevan, are the classes lecture based or discussion based?
Yeah, so I can be the host. So I will read the question and then just pass the question to you. So basically, the class will be both lecture based and discussion based. So it's not like you go to class, just sit there listening to the lecture to the professor. So so whenever you have doubt, you have problem, you can just raise your hands and then ask your professor. So and then you can also have discussion with your friend about a problem, and then about the things that going on in class. So yeah, it's a mixture between lecture based and discussion based. It has some benefits that you can clear your doubt right at the time that you don't understand. It's a good thing. And then the class size is small, around 20 students. So it makes it easier that you can just focus on the lecture and then discuss with your friend. How about your experience, Joey?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're very interactive, and I think discussions are encouraged a lot more in our classes as well. So yeah, to what you
Okay,
just said.
so the next
One
question
question
would
as
be,
well.
Yeah, I
What
think
is
the
it
next
like
one
to be
is
first
tailored
year?
for
Yeah,
Dhruvi, I
correct.
think.
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
it
the next
like to be
question
a
is for
first year
Joey.
Both
student?
can share their experience. Okay, I can give his Sydney experience, and Ruby can give her Mumbai experience, India experience, first year.
Yeah. So yeah, Dhruvi, next one is yours. What's it like to be a first year student? So why don't you talk about the projects you have done and your exams and so on and so forth?
Oh yeah, definitely. So my first year has been a dynamic experience. Really, I'm constantly learning new stuff every day. So the internship as well. I mean, I'm learning new stuff every day, and so far I've worked on the Raspberry Pi. We programmed a line following buggy with it using Python. Then we've worked on a database management system for a library, which keeps track of how many books are actually entered or issued or reissued. Then I got the chance to attend the Grace Hopper Celebration Conference in Bangalore, which celebrates women in technology. And it was a 3 day conference all about how women are succeeding in technology and how they are uh, coming up with new things every day. Then we have so coming to the exams, we have the mid semesters and the end semesters for each subject, and along with that, we also have assignments, individual projects, group projects that account towards our grade as well. Yeah. Hi, do you
Yeah.
want to add on to it?
So that is the experience that I had in Mumbai for my first year. So about Sydney. So apart from academic side, like you go to class, you have assignment, you have project, like Duru just said. So there will be a lot of activities organized for you to enjoy your student life, to keep you balanced, not just only study, but you have time to let your hair down and then have a sense of this beautiful city in Australia. So it's I think like it is that is the reason that we have like twin city program, right? Student can experience different places in the world, and yeah, you can go visit the Bondi Beach, which is the signature of Sydney. You can have a sense of the culture, and then yeah, it's fun to be the first year. You don't have to study much in your first year.
I
But okay,
disagree.
Talk-
I
probably
disagree.
like you should study much, but yeah,
Maybe I should give you guys more homework then.
it's, yeah, but like you still have time to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Hi, why don't you mention about the what was it? The surfing trip that you guys surfing and didn't you
Yeah,
guys go on a surfing trip?
yeah, I was there for the surfing trip. So yeah, it was fun. Like it was the first time in my life that I have been on a surfing trip, even though I was from a coastal city in Vietnam. So yeah, there will be a tour guide and then an instructor that help you all the way. That you can learn the basic things from surfing, and then I remember I was the first one to know how to surf, like keep balance on that board. And I was like, oh, finally I can do that. It's fun. Yes, yeah. Also, we have like sport days. We also have barbecue days. So last January, all that. Okay, no. Last February, we have the first match of the World Cup for cricket. The match between Australia and India. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there
Oh,
too. Yeah,
So we all went there. That was a lot of fun. I was there too. Unfortunately, after that, the world came to a grinding halt.
yeah.
Um, so, so yeah. So there are not just in addition to your education, there are also some activities organized for you. So there are social activities, outings, and I know how when used to he formed a group and started attending local hackathons.
Oh, yeah,
So that gave him an understanding of and helped him make form a network with other technologists and students from other universities in Sydney. So there's a lot to do here. It's a Sydney. Sydney is a multicultural, very dynamic city. So there's quite a
yeah.
bit for you to do and explore here outside of studies. But don't just come here just to explore and have fun and do scuba diving and surfing. Okay, that's not the right reason to come here either. So always remember your focus is to study and learn.
Yeah, yeah.
The other things
We
are
come
secondary
to
in the end.
study.
So be a bit clear about that.
we'll move
Okay,
to next question, sir. How
next
often are
question.
collaborative work or group presentation required?
So almost every other course has either a group project or that requires some sort of where you form a group and then you build a model and you present something. For example, in machine learning, the students had to pick a data set, um, fit a model, and then explain their findings, right? And similarly, I'm sure there have been other subjects that Hai and Ruby can talk more about where they formed groups
I guess
and
even
presented
when it
something.
comes to like any devices which we have in our college, okay. So even when the student will be working on such kind of devices, they will be working in a group. At the same time, when it comes to like presentation or any research work, they will be doing in a group as well. So yeah, peer-to-peer education will be like given more focus.
Okay. So how will the campus community push me out of my comfort zone? So I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Um, well, here's the thing: we will provide the college will provide you all the tools that you need, right? For example, I mean, you'll have had more than that, more devices, more resources at your disposal than you're actually going to end up using. For example, I mentioned that we brought the AWS Deep Racer, which is a scaled down version of a driverless car. Should you want to do a project on that, you can do something on that. Then there are devices like Deep Lens, which is an AI driven camera, and soon we'll have programmable drones, right? So you will have access to all of these resources. Now, if if you get stuck somewhere, you can come work with one of the professors and we'll help you out, right? So the larger point I'm trying to make here is that you'll have access to all these resources and to people with whom you can work. But ultimately, you have to get out of bed and you have to take the first step, right? If anybody tells you that I'm going to come running after you and I'm going to tell you that please do this, no, that's not how the world works, right? um, yes, we will tell you to do this and we hope that you'll do it and you'll pick it up and do it, but that sort of a push has to come from you. There's no other way. Okay. How are
The
students
next
access?
question is about, yeah, students access, I guess.
I'm guessing well, there is a midterm exam and then there is a final exam, just like you would have in any semester, and there are projects and homework, which also or sorry, projects and assignments, which also have points which contribute to your final grade. Okay, so it's an overall effort. As long as you submit all your assignments and do decently well on your midterm and your final, you should not have any problems. Okay.
Yeah, so basically it's like your examination and then your internal assessment. So both will be taken under consideration, right?
Yeah. How is the program divided between lectures and practical learning? I think we answered most of it. The class is interactive. I think Dhruvi and I already answered that. Um, Again, lectures
I
and
think it's
practical learning.
30% lecture and 70% practicals, I would say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
So I think the next question would be very related to the previous question. So do students usually engage in self-study or are there tutorial or study groups?
Yeah.
We do have tutorial, like it's the things that keep you accompany most of the time. So after you finish the lecture, we will always have tutorial for all the subjects that you have. And the tutorial is basically like a chance for you to apply what you have learned so far in that course. And then the professor will be there to clear your doubt and any question that you have. Basically, this is the chance that you can work on your own project. Yeah, or like ask the question about the things that you're not clear in the class in the lecture.
Thank you. Hi. All right. Next is
The
we
bad
answered
side,
that.
about the bad side.
The
That
best,
side.
yeah.
This time we are going to have between around 25 students. So
25
25
to
to 30,
30 students, yeah.
25 to 30 students. We're already close to filling up. So if you're interested, I would suggest you get on it and don't delay for too long. All right. What's the biggest complaint from current students? I'll leave that for Hi and Dhruvi to answer. I don't have to answer that.
Any complaints you guys have?
Do you have any complaint?
Okay. Well, I wouldn't say
Ruby, you're not audible. No.
No, we cannot hear you. So okay, so I don't think it's a complaint, but it's a thing that like there's so much that we have to study. It's not about the lecture, or because it's just from my side. Like I want to do a lot of project, I want to learn more. That's why I always keep myself accompanied with a lot of things. And then yeah, so I kind of like have some kind of peer pressure so that I can say, oh my God, they're so successful in this data science. They have this skill, they have that skill. So I want to have that skill also. So I just invest time in learning that. So basically, yeah, there's no complaint about the things coming.
Yeah, I think I have the same complaint as Hi does, but then I also understand that it's a necessary thing for you, and that is how you're going to be learning, and that is how you're going to be pushed out of your comfort zone.
What are some typical extracurricular activities? I guess we have already answered that. I has
Hmm.
already shared the experience, and even Ruby has shared that experience. What's the biggest same we have answered? What kind of person would thrive at these activities?
So as
Ruby, take
Prof.
this question.
Narvekar rightly said that, curiosity, perseverance, and hard work, they are definitely qualities that will help you stand out of whatever you're pursuing or studying. I think be it in any course that you're going to be looking for. And yeah, curiosity will definitely help you get ahead, questioning everything and questioning why is something the way it is will definitely help you get ahead. How do
Yeah,
you want to?
one more thing, you should be active and be proactive. Like the opportunity is not coming to you, you should reach out to the world to looking for opportunities. It's very important. So when you have doubt, just don't be shy, just ask your professor, just ask the lecturer, or even ask your friend. It's very important. Like we're here to learn, and then everyone is growing together. So it's a good thing that you be active.
Great answer. Hi, and Dhruvi, well done. Okay, so what are the job opportunities? Well, um, end of data science, you're likely to end up the role, get a role of a junior data scientist or early stage or data analyst. Okay, and these jobs are available across different
I
industries.
guess it also depends on students' choice. So when they take, like when they study throughout the year, they get the clarity, okay, like in which direction they want to move, whether they want to go in a data science direction or data engineer direction, okay, or a business intelligence side, right? So they get this opportunity to choose from. Plus, we have got specialization as well. They can go into finance or marketing sector. So when it comes to like job opportunities and everything, I guess. There are a lot of job opportunities available, okay, and it totally depends on in which direction student has an interest. So if a student has an interest towards the business side, they can go into business intelligence side, right, or business analytics side. And if a student is like wants to go into engineering side, okay, about the data, they are very good with the data, okay, then they can go into data engineering side. Or if a student wants to like stick to their technicals, okay, they are very good in coding and everything, and with the concepts of machine learning and AI, they can go into data science field. So there are like many profiles available and many job opportunities as well available, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like if you are good at coding, then you can definitely go for software developer part.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you, Upasna. And hi. What's the next one? Will SP Jain help us get a job? Well, SP Jain will help you with everything from creating your resume. SP Jain will find relevant internship opportunities and job opportunities and help you with the application process. But it is your job in the end to learn everything and go on and crack that interview. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
Hi interviewed with
Yeah,
Like I interviewed with Amazon, went all the way to the last stage, and unfortunately, after that, COVID-19 brought everything to a grinding halt. Okay, so
Yeah.
these things happen in life, right?
So I
So
guess
will
students will
SPGen
be
help
getting the
us?
opportunity,
So
many
let
opportunities.
me let me will SPGen help us get a job? Well, I can't get you a job, no,
yeah,
right?
that's
I
the
can help
thing.
you build your resume. I can help you learn the subjects. I can show you where
Yeah,
you
we
have
can
to
provide
apply.
you the opportunity, but at the same time,
Don't,
like
I'm
student
not a
has to
recruiter.
perform.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not basically an ABC consultant who's going to find you a job and tell you go here. Okay, we'll help you build everything. We'll show you where the jobs are. We'll help you with the application also. But in the end, you have to crack the interview. All right. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Does
All right.
BDS have online classes for students in the coming October?
Um, yes, I think that's
That totally
increasingly.
depends on, I guess, the current scenario, I guess, sir, right? If the condition is not normal, if the situation is normal, and it is not safe for the students to come for the classroom classes, then I guess we will definitely be proceeding ahead with the online classes rather than
Yes.
classroom
So as of
classes.
now, Australia's borders are closed. So
Yeah.
when Australia will open borders, none of us know. So basically, if Australia does not open borders, then we will have online classes. As simple as that.
Visa process they have started, so I guess soon they will be opening. I guess that is the
Yeah,
indication
it's
that
all.
since they
Yeah,
have started the visa
Yeah.
process, right?
yeah.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
And very soon the flights are also going to start.
I mean, there's no. I mean, it's difficult to. It's
Yeah.
all speculation at this point. Nobody really knows. It's an unfolding
Yeah, but
situation,
hopefully, I
unfortunately.
guess the situation will get normalized very soon. We are just
Yeah,
hoping for the best.
yeah. All right, that brings us pretty much to. Is there anyone else?
Um,
Any
yeah,
other
so I
question?
think Upsala, can you just talk about the admission process? Because a lot of my friends, they are curious about the admission
Yeah, yeah.
process in the BDS team.
Yeah, so for a student to take admission, first they have to apply online, okay, and fill in the application completely. After that, their profile will be evaluated by the admission team, and student can take admission either by the SAT score, okay, and that should be above 1200, 1200 and above score will be taken into consideration, and a ACT score of 23. And if a student doesn't have all these scores, then they can appear for SP Jain entrance test. Okay. And based on their entrance test performance and interview round performance, we will be evaluating and we will be giving the admission to the student. Okay. So if a student is qualifying, okay, in the entrance test and in the interview round, then yes, they will be getting admission. And when it comes to scholarship, again, the total profile of the student, okay, their academics, their extracurricular activities, their entrance test performance, all will be taken under consideration. But strictly, the scholarship is based on merit basis. But yeah, we do consider other activities as well. And based on that, the student will be provided by the scholarship as well if they fits into the scholarship criteria. And I would say the process is very fast and transparent in SPGN. And if a student wants to take admission, they can literally close their admission within a week's time, all right, and get their offer letter.
Yeah, so we get one question. So, what is the rate of acceptance?
So I suggest you should answer this question. What is the rate of
So,
acceptance?
so rate of acceptance.
Like if you clear the assessment and then the interview, then obviously you will be admitted, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Again, we weigh all
See,
applications, and depending on that, we take a call. We obviously want good students.
yeah.
So I would
So
say it's
sometimes
anywhere
what happens
between
is even if
60
the
to
student
70.
has cleared the entrance test, okay, but there is no surety that he might even clear the interview round. Okay, so there are so many other things, okay, which we are looking in a student to take admission. So yeah, I would say
I would say
if a
it's no more
student,
than 50%.
yeah,
It's no more than 50%. And the other thing is our classes are no more than 25 to 30 students. So there are not a lot of seats there we're looking to fill.
Yeah.
It's not like a group of 100 students in a batch. So,
So
okay.
yeah,
We are almost at the end of our time. Thank you very much for spending this lovely Saturday evening with us. Hopefully, thank you, Hi, and Dhruvi and Upasna for your time. Thanks for your insight. I hope that was useful for the attendees. Thanks and take care.
yeah.
thanks.
So if you have any question regarding the process of admissions or the life of student with BDS course, so you can just write to the recruitment team or
Yeah,
just put a comment on the Facebook page, then we can answer that question for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
on Facebook,
We are
you
all
can
here
go
to
to
help
our
you.
website, visit our website. You'll get all the details regarding the program. You can even connect with us through the chat section, or they can even place their query, okay, through a chat section, and we'll connect with the student.
Upasana, why don't you put your email on the chat so that
Yeah,
the
sure.
students can reach out to you? I'll post mine as well. In case you have any follow-up questions, feel free, okay, to reach out to me. I don't know if you can put my um, so yeah, just the host, please put my email and Upasana's email on the chat.
Yeah, please mine as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And I would like to add here that we are right now working on the last sets of seats. Okay, so soon the seats will be over. Okay, and if a student doesn't want to miss out the chances, I would suggest them to apply as soon as possible, so that they will be able to get the opportunity, good opportunity to study in SPJ.
all right. Great. Thank you very much. All right, guys. I'm ending this session right now. Take care. Bye bye.
You too, sir. Take
Bye.